There's a particular food that I have been craving lately, so I've decided that that is what I'm going to freeze fry this week. I'm here at the Anchorage Market that's in downtown Anchorage to hopefully find a farm fresh vegetable stand to get the best quality ingredients I can find for this recipe. I just hope they have some food here. So far, all I'm really seeing is like crafts and food trucks. So I may be in the wrong place, but we'll see.
What's left of my macaroni? Mom, I'm done.
This is really good.
Yummy macaroni.
Oh, look at the salmon.
That one makes it.
I love this. Well, that ended up being a bust. I assumed that the Anchorage Market had some like farmers market stands, but they did not. However, it wasn't a total bust because that lunch was delicious. That was one of the best hot dogs I have ever had. It was a buffalo dog, and the like skin was so crispy, like freshly grilled. It was delicious.
Macaroni.
And this girl loved her mac and cheese. So now what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do some research and see if there are any farmers markets happening in the area today that I could go check out. If not, I'm just gonna have to go get my ingredients at the grocery store, which is kind of a bummer. So change of plans. I am here at Fred Meyer. Yesterday when I was looking for a farmer's market, they had all closed. There were some farmer's markets, but they were closed. So now we're just stuck with the best that Fred Meyer can provide us. I need tomatoes, carrots, and onions. So I found all the veggies that I need. There are just a few spices that I'm gonna need that I know I don't have at home, which I wish I had freeze-dried homemade, but I don't. So I'm just gonna see if they have them here at the store. I need parsley, oregano, and basil. Do we have basil? No. Here's a basil. I probably do have an Italian blend seasoning at home, but sometimes it's nice to have them separated out so you can control how much of each you put in. Did I ever even tell you what I'm making? Let me show you. I am making a homemade tomato soup because our family loves grilled cheese and tomato soup. I just hate the canned version. I do not like it. It has no flavor. It just is plain and blah. So I thought it would be super fun to try to make my own homemade, freeze dry it, and then I'll have tomato soup powder to be able to use whenever we want grilled cheese and tomato soup. I don't have to use this stuff, and then I won't have to actually make it. It'll be ready to go. Freeze dried powder, just add hot water, and it's instantly done. The recipe calls for garlic cloves, but I'm gonna use my newly made garlic powder instead of the cloves because it's just so flavorful and delicious. It'll be good enough. I'm gonna go check out, and then I'll meet you at home to get cooking. It's kind of rainy today, so it's actually the perfect day to be making soup. It's gonna be so good. For the tomato soup, I am going to work on getting my tomatoes just chopped. I'm just gonna like quarter them, and then I do wanna roast them with the onions in the oven, and we're gonna put the soup all together in the Instant Pot. So it'll make it really easy. And my tomatoes ended up being local anyway. They are from Bell's Nursery in Anchorage, Alaska. So my dream of locally grown tomato soup is coming to a fruition. Here's my beautiful 6 pounds of potatoes. I'm gonna just season them with a little bit of salt and pepper, and we'll get them in the oven. I'm gonna do a separate tray for my onions because I wanna roast those too, because why not? I'm gonna drizzle them with, actually I'll just spray with some avocado oil. I love this oil sprayer. It's just from Amazon. You can pour your own oil into it, and it gives you a like perfect puffy spray. And then if you want to just pour, you can lift this up and pour directly from it. I will have this linked in my video description if you're looking for something like this. It works so good. 2 sweet onions that I'm gonna get diced up also. Same thing with my onions. I have my oven set to 425 degrees. I think I'm gonna let these roast for about 30 minutes just until they get some nice caramelization on them. Oh, it's so warm right here. I've been kind of cold this morning. And then we can move on to the Instant Pot. I almost forgot about the carrots. I need 3 carrots. Carrots always remind me of, as a child, being called Carrot Top. I obviously have red hair. People always called me Carrot Top, and I was very sensitive to that and did not like it. So I would always say back, Carrot Tops are actually green, and try to make them feel dumb, but that never worked. But it is true. Carrot Tops are green. I'm not a Carrot Top. I guess you could just say I'm a carrot. For the carrots, I'm gonna saute them on my Instant Pot. So I'm just gonna push the saute button and just hit start, and that'll heat up. And then I don't have to waste a pan, which is nice. So instead of fresh garlic, I'm gonna use my newly freeze-dried garlic powder because this stuff is so strong and so good. It asks for 4 cloves, so I'm gonna do 4 teaspoons. I'm gonna saute it just for a few seconds with the carrots. And not forget to re-vacuum seal the top when I'm done. I'm also gonna be a little unconventional with my tomato soup and add a stick of bone broth powder. I just wanna up the, nutrition and flavor in my soup. And I think adding bone broth will be a fun little addition to that. This is beef bone broth, so if you're going for like a vegan or vegetarian only soup, you obviously wouldn't add this. But if you don't care and want to enjoy the collagen and benefits from bone broth, I would add it. So the hard part is gonna be getting these tomatoes into this pot without creating a huge disaster, because there's lots of liquid, but I want that liquid in here for my soup. This already smells so good. I am going to get my seasonings in, and then we're gonna Instant Pot this baby, and it's gonna be ready so fast. Starting with 2 teaspoons of parsley, 1.5 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of basil, 2 teaspoons of salt. Kind of went overboard on that one, so that'll be good. I'm gonna dash in some pepper for good measure. The instructions say not to really stir it around much. So, I guess it's fine, because in the end, we're just gonna blend it all together. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you could do this on the stove just by simmering it, or you could do it in a crock pot. The Instant Pot is just super fast. I am going to go to the soup setting, make sure it's on high pressure, and we're gonna do it for 20 minutes. Hit start, close my pressure valve, and we're good to go. My pressure cooking time is completed. I've let it slow release on its own for 10 minutes, so I'm gonna release that pressure valve in just a second. I wanna get my trays lined up and ready to go. I'm not gonna use a tray liner. I don't like to use a tray liner when I'm doing liquids because the liquid just goes under the liner anyway and defeats the purpose. And when you have them just directly on your pan, you can scrape it out easily. It's not that big of a deal. So one of my favorite purchases in my adult life has been this immersion blender. It's nothing fancy, but I've just never had one before, and it makes projects like this so easy because you don't have to use the blender. I'm just gonna blend this all up, and then we will have ourselves some tomato soup. That was so fast. This looks so delicious. We've got to give it a taste test. I hope the seasonings are right, but it's gonna be extremely hot. Oh my gosh. Perfection. That is so good. Wow. I don't know why I've never done this before. Why don't I do this? This is so good. So this is technically supposed to be 8 servings of tomato soup. I'm just gonna try to divide it evenly between my 4 trays, and then each tray I will consider 2 servings of soup, and that's how I wanna package it up when we get to that step. So each tray ended up with about 2 3/4 cup of soup in it, which will be perfect for 2 servings. I did save a little extra for my husband to have some when he gets home. He was really excited for this one. And so I'm gonna let these come to room temperature before putting them into my freeze dryer. And then we're gonna let the machine do its thing. I'm not pre-freezing this, so it might take a bit of time to fully process, but we will see. I am very out of breath from taking 4 trips up and down my staircase with these trays. I was worried about them spilling, so I carried each one individually. I am not going to forget to weigh my trays, because each tray, I'm gonna write down the weight, reweigh it when it's done, and that's how much water I'll know I need to add back into the tomato soup to make it taste exactly the way that it does now. I'm being smart this time. A lot of times I don't pre-weigh things and I just eyeball when I am reconstituting, which works great for a lot of scenarios. But with soup, I want the flavor to stay exactly the same and the texture. And so that's why I want to make sure to weigh these trays. So I've got my 4 weights written down. I made sure to put them in order that I loaded them into the freeze dryer. I didn't do a terrible job of breaking these up evenly onto my trays. They're fairly close, except the top one has about 100 more grams than the other 3. So that'll be the, extra hearty portion. That's okay. So we're gonna go enjoy our day. I will check back in with you tomorrow when we see how long this has taken. I'm sure it's gonna be over 24 hours, but the trays aren't that thick, so I don't think it'll be like a crazy long run. The settings I used, I don't think I talked about that. I did -10 degrees freeze temp, an extra hour of freeze time because I didn't pre-freeze. When I don't pre-freeze, I like to add an extra hour of freezing time. And then the dry temp is 120. My extra dry time is set at 7 hours. That's it. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. All right, my friends, we just got back from the pool, and so we're just gonna deal with how I'm looking right now. We've been going for 31 hours. My machine sensed it was done at around the 23-hour mark, but we've been gone all day and I'm just now getting around to packaging up my tomato soup. So 31 hours, it's gotta be done. Here's how it looks out of the freeze dryer. I was doing a little pokies to it just to kind of feel the texture. It's definitely gonna need some scraping to get out of here, but I'm just gonna use my food funnel and get it into how I'm gonna package it up. To package these up, I am doing them in individual portions, well, in 4 portions. That's gonna be about 2 servings each. I'm throwing them in Mylar bags because I just wanna throw these in my prepper stash and then be able to use them whenever I want to. And then I know they're gonna be nice and fresh for long-term storage. That way, let's get going. I'm also not gonna forget to weigh my trays again so that I know how much water I need to add back. So let's see. Tray number 1, we're at 767, 6. I'm just gonna go one at a time so that I can kind of keep this all in order. I know if this is tray 1, tray 2, tray 3, and tray 4. Don't let me mix those up because I'm sure I'm going to. I've got my food funnel set up, and so now we just need to scrape the soup into the jar. That amount filled up this bag pretty good. If you wanted to go the extra step and powder this down, you could, and it would take up way less space. I'm not worried about powdering it down because I'm just gonna use 4 bags, so it's fine. I'm gonna toss in a couple Oxy Absorbees, and we're good to go. Well, almost. I gotta heat seal the top and label the bag. I made sure to add the amount of water to add to my bag, which was right around 500 grams. So I put that on here so I know exactly how much water to add for the perfect homemade tomato soup. Now I just gotta go do this 3 more times. Y'all, we did it! I've got my 4 packages of delicious homemade tomato soup ready for whenever I want it. We'll see how long these last in my prepper stash. When I have good stuff in there, it tends to come out fast because I just want to eat it. This is like one of my favorite ways for meal prepping. When I'm craving my tomato soup and grilled cheese, I can just go down to my basement and grab one of these, and I don't have to put any effort into like roasting vegetables, going to the store, making sure I have all the ingredients, slow cooking it, all that stuff. It's ready to go. And even better for when I am prepping up camping meals, I will be definitely grabbing these next time we are going camping because this would be so good on a cold, chilly evening out camping. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe because what I have up my sleeve for next week, I am very excited about. It is a fruit, actually a couple of fruits that I have not freeze dried yet, ever in my 3 years of owning a freeze dryer. Or has it been 2.5 years? I don't know, something like that. Never freeze dried it. So I'm really excited about that one. If you want to guess what fruits I'm going to be doing, leave them in the comments and we'll see if you end up being right. But I'm very excited. I'm hoping it's like amazing. Thank you so much for being here. This was so fun to make. I'm glad I can now say I know how to make tomato soup and make it amazing. Remember, when you freeze dry today, you secure your tomorrow. Bye, friends. Oh, also, we had the most beautiful rainbow last night. And this picture was literally taken at 9:45 at night, I think. It was almost 10 o'clock. I'm gonna leave that here at the very end because it was so pretty.